Everybody. So Terraform is the most widely used infrastructure as code tool right now. But with recent licensing changes, many organizations have started to explore some alternatives. OpenTofu is one such alternative. It is a fully compatible Terraform fork, and it also has its own unique features. Many organizations have already made a switch over to OpenTofu, and here today I'm going to show you just how easy it is. It's just a few clicks away with env0, so let's get started. We have our own repo here with a bunch of Terraform configuration that we're using. We'll focus here on this one, environment discovery, that has a bunch of different Terraform configurations under different folders. We'll go into dev. You'll see a bunch of folders for EC2 instances. Let's go into this one, EC2 IOTA. This one has a backend configuration, which is important. It has an S3 backend. That's where the state is going to be stored. And we have the main TF, which is the bulk of the configuration. It is basically an EC2 instance created by this module right here. And it uses data from other data sources that is basically using a variable for VPC ID. We use that to get the VPC and the subnets of that VPC and to make sure that instance is using those subnets. So that's the whole configuration. And running locally, I already have that configuration applied. So that means that I do have that instance running in my AWS account. You'll be able to see that when I run Terraform apply, and it'll say that I don't have any changes. So everything in cloud matches what I have in configuration and state in my S3 state. So yes, that's what we got right here. And I will now run Terraform workspace show to show you what workspace I'm currently working on. This is going to be important when I'm trying to import my configuration. So it is called import demo. So I'll go over to env0. I've already set up a project called environment discovery, and it has subproject, dev, and prod according to the folders that we have in the repository. I've already set them up with AWS credentials. And all I have to do right now is go to settings and environment discovery. Here you'll be able to see it shows you how we perform environment discovery and imports. You'll be able to just get started and pick what infrastructure as code tool you want to be using. Here we'll pick OpenTofu, and that will allow us to import into OpenTofu seamlessly. If you'd like, you can also go to the Advanced tab and pick your OpenTofu preferred version. We automatically use latest, but we can either resolve it from constraints or pick a specific version. Let's go forward. We'll go with GitHub, and I've already integrated GitHub with env0, so I'll be able to just find my repository here. All right, and here we have some setup with how we want the environments to be created in the project hierarchy of env0. I wouldn't get into the details here, but we pick that. So everything under the dev folder in the repository will appear under the dev project here. And we'll go with environment discovery as the main folder in which we are looking for our configuration. So now that we've done that, env0 is basically looking for Terraform configuration in your repository, in your folder, and is getting all the necessary data, figuring out which one of the folders can be its own workspace and can be imported. It's also checking the variables. Like right now, it figures out that IOTA, the one that we were talking about earlier, has VPC ID as a Terraform variable, and it lists that later. So now you're able to see that it found all of the configurations under environment discovery. And for now, we'd like to import just one, just IOTA. So I'll look for that here. Here it is. Now let's import that. Yeah. And now you're able to configure everything that you want, the workspace name, the variables. I've already made sure VPC ID has the information we need from a different environment. It's an output of an existing environment that actually created that VPC, so that's nice. And here I'll write import demo, which is the one that we've been using. And now I'll just click import. And now env0 will start the import process of that configuration. What you'll be able to soon see, here it is, import process initiated. And now you can see that it's in progress. It is starting deployment. That deployment is basically running OpenTofu init and plan and makes sure there are no changes at all. If all happens according to plan, then you will see that there are no changes and it will show up as green here. We can go take a look at that deployment to see what's going on there. So as you can see, we've already performed git clone and a bunch of other steps here. We ran OpenTofu init, which initialized the backend, got us the modules and providers. And now we're running plan, and you'll be able to see that there are no changes. We can also take a look as logs. Here you go. If I go back here, I can see it's fully imported. And that's it. Now you can just deploy in env0, basically running applies here, and the configuration is imported to OpenTofu. And that's it. That's how easy it is to switch over to Tofu. It's just a few clicks away. And if you'd like to hear more about how to migrate to OpenTofu with env0, you can take a look at the env0 docs or contact the env0 team for that. Thank you very much.